Hey everyone, how you doing? My name is Echo, and I hope you're having a great day. Today's Minecraft video, we're back on Minecraft Pocket Edition, the Bedrock version, for the latest 1.16 Nether Beta. Today's beta version is 1.16.0.63. It is available for Android, Windows 10, and Xbox. Now, today's beta has surprised me because today in this beta, we have parity, we have tweaks, we have balances. We also have a massive amount of bug fixes. These are the kind of betas that I like to see. Now guys, it has taken me over 2 hours to set up today's video, so I can break it down so you guys can understand it in as much detail as possible. So if you do enjoy today's video, and you could be kind enough to hit that like button, I do really appreciate it. It also helps other people who are looking for this information find my videos. I will leave the official changelog down below, and we are getting closer and closer to the full release, which means eventually iOS, Android, Windows 10, Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation 4 can all enjoy the 1.16 Nether update, because believe it or not, it's been months since all of those versions have seen an update, because we've gone from 1.14 to 1.14.60. We didn't have a 1.15 and we're going straight into 1.16, so it's been a long time. Remember, they combined 1.15 and 1.16 together. Personally think that was a mistake, but that's how they're doing it. So again, all the changes are down below. Go and check them. If you do find any more bugs, make sure you report them. The first change you are going to notice with this beta is you're going to see this. Whenever you load up Minecraft now, you're going to see this. It's also available on Minecraft Java, and I will cover the latest snapshot tomorrow. Basically, guys, Mojang have changed their name recently from just Mojang to Mojang Studios. You'll see this on the Bedrock version for a split second when you load up the game. For Minecraft Java Edition, it's there a little bit longer. It has like a loading animation. I don't know if they plan to change it. So we're in beta, guys. As you all know, I like to change my beta text. Let's change the background. Let's get rid of the horrible stuff at the top. Right, let's go to game and let's physically go through a lot of changes. Just to put it into perspective as to how long I spent on this world, these are all the changes we're going to be going through. A lot of them I kind of missed out on purpose because there's a lot of changes that really aren't necessary to the Minecraft player. But again, it took me quite some time to set up this world. We are starting with the standard one, and that is fixed several crashes that could occur during gameplay. Man, it's good to see that one back at the start. Fixed crash when auto-crafting 64 honey blocks in survival. But basically how that would work, guys, is if you were literally, I think I need to get some more. If we go to honey bottles, I think we need 4 of these. Whenever you were trying to craft these, it would crash your game. Now, I never necessarily experienced this, and I think it was just a very slight occasion that could happen. But if you ever experience crashes while crafting them, that has now been fixed. I did experience this one, though. Fixed issue when players /clears netherite armor and reapplies it. So just to explain this one, whenever you had netherite armor equipped, like this, still think it looks really, really cool. You did /clear. As you guys know, it would get rid of it. If you then get yourself some more netherite armor and you re-equipped this, it would basically cause your game to crash. Really strange. I had it happen a couple of times in my beta videos. Fixed crash that could happen when mobs' state changes. So the best way to explain that one is when a zombified villager turns into a normal villager, or when a villager turns into a zombie villager, or a zombie turns into a drowned. Basically, whenever mobs were changing their state, it could cause a crash to your game. We do have a parity change. Parity. Nether biomes distribution now matches Java. So this is to do with how frequent specific mobs biomes load in inside the Nether. Plus, they look a lot better and a lot more continued. So that's a great introduction. But yeah, go mess around with the Nether biomes a little bit more and you'll definitely notice a difference. Fixed Xbox errors when accessing the marketplace. So if you're an Xbox player and you had errors accessing the marketplace, they have been fixed. Reliability of loading characters improved. This was also in last week's beta, so this is referring to your custom skins. Although, It's stolen. No, no, it's back. It's back. It's to do with your custom skins. Basically, they would disappear. They wouldn't load. They wouldn't be there. I mean, hands up in the comment section if you've created a skin and then you've loaded back in one day and it's gone. I think we can all relate to this. So your character has a more reliable chance of not breaking and disappearing. Although they have stole, I think, 2 of my characters. And I definitely was not Alex. We're going to be me. This is me. All right. The next issue. Fixed character can be lost when offline. So if you don't have a Wi-Fi connection, but you do have a custom character, it could cause it to be lost. That's not the case anymore. Fixed incorrect player hand animation when using a fishing rod in third person. So whenever you're using it in third person, apparently the animation was wrong. I don't really fish in third person, so I really couldn't tell you if there was a difference. But whoever did report this, thank you very much. It's now been fixed. The next one, fixed Xbox main menu getting stuck forever after cancelling sync pop-up box. This is something I also know has had plagued the PlayStation version. They haven't been able to load the game properly. I'm not sure if that's been fixed on PlayStation, but for the Xbox players, if your game was stuck in forever loop, basically the home screen, that's now been fixed for you guys. Split screen players game will now animate properly. Suspending and resuming a game will no longer make players' model disappear. Nether bricks texture has been updated. Now, I'm not sure if this is to match Java. I actually don't know what texture has changed, so let me know in the comment section below. But there's also been some other changes as well. We have chiseled nether brick and quartz brick texture. They have been updated. I have noticed a difference with this one. So this is just Bedrock being slightly behind Java because these changed in Java a couple of weeks ago. But I have to admit, man, 3 of these blocks are 3 of the most fantastic designs in Minecraft. I think the nether-based blocks that have been introduced in this update are fantastic. Here's another interesting one, guys. Warped forests, rarer compared to the other nether biomes. So if you're struggling to find a warped forests, that's because they're now a lot rarer. So anyone who creates a world from this point on, or goes to explore new chunks in their worlds, warped forests are going to be a little bit rarer. Entering Warped Forest plays previous biome music track until it has finished. So just to explain this one, guys, there's a few new music sounds into the Nether update. If you're playing one music, so let's say you go from a Basalt Delta into the Warped Forest, it's going to continue to play the Basalt Delta music, and then the Warped Forest music will begin to play. It's not just going to be as soon as you cross the line and you enter the Warped Forest, the Basalt Delta music is going to stop. So it's to keep it more frequently. It's just to do with biome blending and stuff like that. This is one that I've left a question mark on. That's because it was in the changelog, but they didn't fix it. Crimson Trapdoor renamed. No. So the name is meant to say, so let's grab this one. So as you can see, that says Warped Trapdoor. Trapdoor being all one word. They're meant to have changed Crimson Trapdoor to also be one word. It says Crimson Trap Space Door. So this one is correct. This one will change at some point. I don't know how they managed to put that in the changelog, but didn't manage to fix it. That's great, right? Bedrock credits have been updated. I'm not sure if this is linked to removing Notch from the credits. I know they removed them from the splash text, but I got a feeling it's related to removing Notch from the credits as well. But there was no confirmation of that. It was very discreet. Fixed experimental mode not working correctly. That's to do with enabling it and specific features not working. We continue on with the changes. Optimize sound loading. This is related to lower end devices, so sound should work correctly on all devices. Fixed world conversion issue that was causing some items in chunks to convert incorrectly. So if you regularly convert your worlds and some of the chunks were not converting correctly, that's now been fixed. Dying sugar boxes no longer causes items to vanish. So this is a really interesting one. So inside of here, wait, did we just duplicate that? No. So inside of here, guys, we have diamonds. Whenever you dyed this, whether you did it this way, we're going to have to pick it up. I'm going to have to grab myself a pick. We'll do this in survival because I'm curious about this one. / game mode S. And we break this. Now, as you guys know, all my items are inside of there. But if you went to do this and you went to dye it, right, you would lose all your items. Could you imagine if you actually had this many items, like diamonds, in a shulker box, and then the game just stole them from you? I would be so triggered. Man, some bugs are brutal. A little bit of advice, guys. Whenever you have your favorite worlds, always back them up. I make regular copies of my survival worlds because Bedrock is just not reliable. Next one, fixed pressure plate where a spawn point now working correctly. So let me show you this one. / set world spawn. This is my world spawn. Right. So whenever you set spawn on a pressure plate, it would cause you to go to the void if you died. So if we do / game mode survival, I'm going to die now, right? It wouldn't spawn me on the pressure plate. And it's still not doing it. See that? I don't know. That doesn't seem to be working correctly. I don't know. But this was like related to minigames because a lot of people use pressure plates for minigames. So it still recognizes the pressure plate is not the right place to respawn or spawn. Anyway, fixed offhand issue when using certain items. I mean, there's only so many items you can have in the offhand, but these were some of the items that would cause it to glitch out. Whenever you had an item in your offhand, you couldn't move them. It was just broken. The next one we have here. Fixed issue where lava would drop uncooked foods. Added fallback to world spawn if respawn anchor is obstructed. Respawn point set shows in chat again when using respawn anchor. So whenever you use the respawn anchor, it will pop up here saying you have set respawn with the anchor. Respawn anchor can be charged outside Nether again. I thought this was a feature last week. No, it's a bug. I blew myself up and I blew my wood up several times. You can now activate this. If I do it one more, it will explode because you're not technically allowed to set respawn inside the overworld with this item. But you can use it up to 3. If I do it one more time, it will explode. Villagers can now harvest crops regardless of what amount they have in their inventory. So basically, mobs have infinite space. They have really big pockets. XP orbs shoot in random directions once again. It is now possible to use beds. It is now impossible to use beds if there is no room for players to stand next to or on top of a bed when they wake up. So if you were trying to fit into a really, really small space and you can't do that, you can't sleep in that bed. So if you had a bed and then you had like a block above you, you can't sleep there anymore. They got rid of that. It is now impossible to interact with piglins who are admiring gold items. So that's just to do with the whole bartering aspect. Respawn anchor no longer destroys block when activated underwater. So basically the respawn anchor is basically TNT. So if I was to activate that respawn anchor underwater, it would destroy blocks. Meanwhile, it works the same way as TNT and it should not destroy blocks. Respawn anchor now plays correct sound when it depletes. Lodestone compass is now supported in commands. Barrier blocks no longer generating bastions. So when the developers were creating the bastions, they must have left barrier blocks in there. Yeah, they don't generate in there anymore. Although you can't obtain them in survival, barrier blocks were there, so you couldn't get past certain locations. Man, so many weird bugs this week. Chests and bastions now always generate loot. About time as well. Going to a bastion and there being nothing there is really depressing because they made bastions a little bit rarer. Fixed smithing table sound not playing while using. Lodestone and compass now play the appropriate and the correct sounds. Weeping vines can now be grown using bone meal with dispensers. Let me show you this. So bone meal in there, dispenser there, activate, boom. It now grows it. Small change. Twisting vines block now called twisting vines. So instead of it saying twisting vines like it does there, it would say twisting space block. So twisting vines block or twisting block vines, something like that. They just fixed the text on there. The shiny achievement now unlocks when distracting piglins with gold ingot by right-clicking. I don't remember getting the confirmation that they were going to be introducing new achievements. Have you seen a new achievement? No, as by the name of this? Because technically we don't usually get the new achievements until a version releases. So I think they just leaked the information themselves. So in case you didn't know we're going to get new achievements, this will be one of the new achievements. Ooh, shiny. Basically, whatever is an advancement on Java PC comes to Bedrock as an achievement. Mined nether sprouts no longer produce invalid items that could not be used. Moving blocks now have the correct collision box. Campfires can now be crafted with charcoal. Finally, dude. Why is it taking them so long to do this? This is basically a parity feature as well. Finally, campfires can be crafted with charcoal. About time, man. Using quartz block in the stone cutter. now produces quartz slabs instead of smooth quartz slabs. I always wondered this. I've done a lot of building recently in my survival series using quartz, and it says smooth quartz instead of quartz instead. So yeah, about time they fixed that issue. Silk Touch enchantment now works correctly on respawn anchor. Chains can now be pushed by pistons without breaking. Two things here, by the way. So you can push these. They also have a new sound. This is a parity. This was in the official changelog. So if you like chains, you can move them with pistons if you wanted to. And they have a new sound. Really like that. I think it's a great introduction. Soul torches can now also be crafted with charcoal. About time as well. So yeah, if you're looking for a quick torch, that on top, and that in the bottom, you make these. We're just going to do /clear real quick. So yeah, two things. Not only is it going to be campfires, but it is also the soul torches. Warped fungus on a stick can now be enchanted, similar to carrot on a stick. So this is the method people will use. Highly likely people would also use mending as well, because a lot of people like to do traveling with the strider. But if you use just an ordinary warped fungus on a stick, the durability goes down very, very fast. The next one, Striders now take 4 damage. Parity. Striders' movement speed has been adjusted to closer match Java Edition. The parity change here is that Striders are faster, like the Java version. When you right-click on them, that is the parity change. Basalt Deltas now have correct blocks generating. Blackstone buttons, pressure plates, and slabs and walls now have the right appearance on maps. Respawn anchor can only be mined with netherite and diamond. This one makes total sense. / game mode survival. It's basically obsidian, right? So of course you're not going to be able to mine this with the likes of your iron. If you grab yourself a netherite pick, it takes a little bit of time though, even with the so-called best one in the game. Holy cow, that took a lot longer than I was expecting. You can also use diamonds as well. So yes, iron, not possible. It will physically break the item. The next one, lodestone, now requires a pickaxe to be mined. Okay, well, it needs to be, I don't know what one it has to be. I think it's any of them. But then the lodestone does not also require netherite. You need diamond at least. Anyway, many door textures have been updated. No idea what doors have been updated. Warp stem and crimson stem now have the same mining time as oak. So if you're breaking them, the time is the exact same. All right, we've got one more list and a little bit over there to go through. Players no longer spawn on a block after relaunching the world while falling. Y'all been cheating, haven't you? So players who were dying, falling through the world or whatever, would then leave the game and rejoin, and they would spawn on a block, meaning that they would not die. Y'all sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. Fixed issue causing players to respawn underwater. Netherite shovel can now be used to extinguish the campfires. There you go. Believe it or not, it was not possible last time. But hey, bugs are bugs. The next one we have here, fixed where chickens on slabs wouldn't take damage from lava. So it was acting as like, I don't know, chickens were like they just wouldn't die, right? So whenever you have a slab in lava, you can make automatic chicken farms like I have in my world, and you probably have one in your world. Yet they now take damage again. Mobs can now pathfind on soul sand blocks. Piglins can now outrun hoglins. Hoglins retaliate against crossbow wielding piglins less frequently. Villagers no longer drop items they pick up. Netherite helmet now renders correctly on piglins. Hoglins / zoglins are now more resistant to knockback. Zoglins and zombified piglin no longer drown in lava. Changed many mobs' behavior while drowning in lava. Aggravated piglins no longer barter. Mobs no longer consume items they pick up. Basically, that means, mind your business, mind up the way, horsey. Basically means mobs aren't going to pick up your items, and when you kill them, they're not going to drop them. Piglins now become angry when trapped chests are broken, so it's not just ordinary chests. I think it's the same for shulkers as well, and possibly end chests. Hoglins no longer flee from zoglins. Zombified piglin texture has been updated. Fixed issue where tamed pets will disappear after transferring to or from the nether. Angry bees are now slower, so y'all can outrun the angry bees. I gave a cat and mouse there. Iron bars and glass panes now connect to walls correctly. Here is the prime example right here. This is going to be so good for designing purposes. Not just glass, it is iron. I just broke that by mistake. Continuing on with the final changes today. Hypher blocks can now be crafted into their respective planks. So these are full blocks. They were not possible to do this. It would basically be blank there. Again, bugs are bugs and these things happen, but they can now be done. Let's do /clear. Okay, so this one I've noticed also in my survival world. Fix mobs in mob spawners not being visible. Again, hands up in the comment section if you've had this same issue. I also want to know if you guys are still watching right now. How many of you guys have made it to the end of today's video? Type in, yep, Echo, those spawners were broken. Kind of curious as to how many people stick around for the whole entire video. Maps in item frames no longer have lines through them. Fix maps missing textures after reloading world. Items held by mobs now render correctly. I'm so disappointed in myself. I was on a mission today to try and get this whole entire video done without any typos, and instead of putting a B, I put an M. Lodestone compass render properly in the inventory. There has been several UI tweaks / fixes. I'm not going to put them all down. You can just go and check the changelog for that. Many command fixes and tweaks. Add-on / script changes, read the official changelog. So if you are interested in add-ons, mainly these last three here, guys, if you're interested in commands, add-ons, scripting, or UI, go and check the changelog because it was huge. I would have made this so much bigger if we just kept doing it. But I told you guys, today was a really, really big beta. It's good beta, though. We need more bug fixes like this. It was a massive changelog, and I was surprised because I thought it was just going to be a very, very small one this week. But yeah, they're all the official bug fixes, guys. We are heading into the final stages of 1.16. I hope you're all excited for it because this update is fantastic. It's definitely one of my favorites. So stick around, take care, stay beautiful, have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.